All right, so I got a quick top 10 list for anybody new, just starting out in jiu-jitsu, just a little list, what I would tell my younger self, you know. Getting started in jiu-jitsu is not the easiest, but you stick it out, it will definitely be worth it. So let's get into it. Number one on the list would be to stay practical, think about why you started jiu-jitsu. A lot of people get into jiu-jitsu because for the self-defense portion of it, it's cool. The sport aspect of jiu-jitsu is dope. There's lots of fancy moves that people do. It's cool. The meta is always changing. People are inventing new moves and stuff like that. But foundationally, I believe people should, focus on self-defense. Focus on stuff that would work in a real life situation where you to get attacked, something happens, someone's trying to punk you, someone's trying to rob you. You need to know how to defend yourself. You want to be able to be comfortable in your own skin and go wherever you want to go and not have to worry about if a situation arises. All right, so number two would be to not force your jiu-jitsu. I'd say if you're trying to force it, you're not really doing jiu-jitsu. You should, this famous quote by Hicks and Gracie, to flow with the go. Because going with the flow is a little more passive. You kind of, you're the stream, you're going with the stream. But to flow with the go is actually active. You got people coming at you, you got people shooting at you, you got to be able to sprawl, move around them, So you want to be able to be dynamic with your jiu-jitsu, not just go forward. You want to be able to move around, go above, below. You want to be real dynamic with your movement, dynamic with your jiu-jitsu, dynamic with your mind. So just a quick example of that would be with my buddy Phil over here. Say we're in this position, probably one of the first things you learn from him. We're in this position, I'm trying to control him on top, and he's pushing me away. Okay, eventually, if he's strong or he's bigger than me, he might be able to bench press me off. Okay, so if he's pushing away and I'm pushing into him, we're really not gonna get anywhere. It's his strength versus my strength. Okay, so I'm looking to isolate that arm, spin all the way through, and you finish with arm bar. Okay, so that's being able to think outside the box and not be just fighting strength with strength and going around. Okay, or here I might be able to float. He's pushing me here. I'm gonna disengage. Now I'm here, belly position. I might try to come all the way around and behind, and now I'm attacking the shoulder. Okay, so just being able to have an open mind with your jiu-jitsu really change your game. All right, so number three, you might notice my buddy Phil, he's in a gi right here. Number three is gi versus no gi. There's a lot of people who talk about, oh, this one style is better. The best style is all styles. You want to be able to incorporate something from every style you learn. There's pros and cons to each. There's people who only do gi. There's a lot of holes in their games. There's people who only do no gi wrestling style. There's a lot of holes in their game. So you want to be able to fill as many gaps as you can. Just keep it an open mind, not get so caught up in style versus style. It's currently 2021, and there's a lot of people on the internet still trying to be like, my style versus this style. Like right now, the best style is mixed martial arts, being able to get something from each style and put it together and make it your own. The game now is who can put everything together the best and make it kind of like a seamless transition. So I'd say just keep an open mind. There's always something to learn. So never think that, oh, you're the best at something. You should just learn as much as you can. That's the only way to get better. All right, so number four is probably one of the more important ones, okay? Is to tap and to manage your ego. The tough guys, they don't really last in jiu-jitsu. You can be a tough guy and let your arm pop, but then that's it. You can be a tough guy and let your knee explode, and then you're out for 6 months. You can't walk. So being able to humble yourself, tap, like, you got me, instead of having like a negative, oh man, he tapped me, like you're gonna hold resentment and negative emotions towards that person. Just, it's just, we're training. We're here to get better. Not everything is a competition, At the end of the day, you just want to get better. You want to learn. If anything, you want to ask everybody, oh, how did you do that? How did you set that up? Be able to learn, not just kind of have that one-track mind. You got to be able to think outside the box. Kind of going back to one of our previous points, but the tough guys, they don't really last in jiu-jitsu. You can be a tough guy for so long, and then you're gonna get you're gonna get hurt. So always tap early. Don't be like me. All right, number 5, moving right along, is take care of your training partners. You don't want to be smashing your partners, because then they're not going to want to work with you, or you need to be able to respect the tap. If you're working on a submission and they tap, don't hold on to it. You want to let that thing go, because you break all your toys, you're not going to have anything left. Nobody's going to want to train with you. He's like, he's a jerk, he's just trying to hurt me. There's guys, word catches on pretty quick if you're that guy in the gym that's just trying to hurt people and smash people. Nobody's gonna want to work with you, and then it's gonna halt you at the end of the day from getting better. Number six, choke is king. Okay, so another famous quote in jiu-jitsu is, you can be a tough guy, you can let your arms snap, you can let your ankles pop, your knee, whatever, but it doesn't matter how tough you are. If someone wraps your neck up, you're going to sleep. So always think about that too when you're training. If you can get the choke, always go for the choke, and then you can start transitioning to maybe arms and different locks and stuff like that. But always have in your mind, if you can get the choke, go for the choke. So if you're able to lock it in, there's really nothing they can do. It's their neck. They only have if someone wraps your neck up, you only have a couple seconds, tap or nap. Number 7 would be to learn all body types. So not just going with guys who are smaller than you, weaker than you. You want to go against guys who are bigger than you. Your ego's probably going to take a hit when you're first starting out. You're going to get smashed by bigger guys, but it is what it is. It's jiu-jitsu. A lot of the times too, that's another reason why the tough guys don't really last in jiu-jitsu, is because if a guy is smaller than you, he's gonna do what he wants with you. Especially if you're just starting out jiu-jitsu. If he has more technique than you, you're going to get swept, you're going to get submitted. So that's just part of it. You want to be able to go with little guys, small guys. Guys should be able to go with the girls. There's some guys who are like, I don't want to roll her, she's a girl. But you should be able to manage your level. You don't got to smash everybody. You can always work something. If you're going with someone who's not as good as you, maybe work on your defense, work on your sweeps. You don't gotta always kind of be smashing people. There's always something to work on, So different body types, different people, different genders. Work with everybody. Don't be a jerk. All right. So number 8 would be to develop a plan, develop a game plan. Once you start doing jiu-jitsu for a little bit, you're gonna find certain positions that are your favorite, certain positions that you kind of want to avoid. But in the beginning, it's good, just to develop the stuff you're good at, the whole game, the goal should be to have at least, you got a couple sweeps from each position, you got a couple submissions, and you have a couple escapes. If you just have one option in each position, you're going to be very limited. So you want to have options, at least 2. It's always good to have more, but 2 positions from each. So I'd say work the basics, work with stuff that's known to work for your body type. There's long, lanky guys play a certain game. The short, stocky guys tend to play more wrestling game. But it's good to focus on one thing and just keep building off of that. So you can go into your rolling sessions like, okay, I want to try and go for this attack. I want to try and go for this sweep. So have it in your mind, go specifically for that, and then once you start nailing it down, you can hit it on guys who haven't been training as long as you. You can start training. You start hitting it on guys who are better, your level. That's when you can start really developing a move and having it it's a solid move and it's part of your game, and then you just keep building off that. All right. So number 9 would be to avoid the politics. It's kind of hard, in this day and age. That's how people are, but you should be able to train where you want to train, do what you want to do. At the end of the day, learning jiu-jitsu here, it's a family, you know. But at the end of the day, you're paying for a service. You're paying to learn something, and a lot of the times if it turns into like gangs. You can only be here train with these certain people, and we don't train with these people. You should be able to do whatever you want. You know, at the end of the day, the belt also doesn't matter. The rank it's all it does is hold your pants up, holds the jacket tight. That's all it really does. You know, at the end of the day, if you're good, you're good. Your technique will speak for itself. So, say, you know, don't do jiu-jitsu for the belt. Don't do it for the politics. You know, just do it for you. Do it to get better. Remember why you started, why you wanted to learn. You want to be able to efficiently defend yourself. It's a great way to work out, you know. So, at the end of the day, do it for you. And number 10, last one, would be to never use your powers for evil. You know, that's what I tell my students. Don't use your powers for evil. It can be, once you get that power, you know, it can kind of be people can get drunk on it and like, oh, look at all these moves I learned, all these things I know. But I think once you get involved in the martial arts, you kind of have a responsibility to your friend, your family, your community. You should be the same person on and off the mats. You know, there's jiu-jitsu, martial arts in general will teach you respect, discipline. You know, you have to respect in jiu-jitsu. If you don't respect a little guy who's been putting in the time, who's been training longer than you, you're gonna get beat up. He's gonna pop your arm, or he's gonna choke you out. So you know, it doesn't matter. You don't judge a book by its cover. You treat everyone equal. You know, I think martial arts comes with a responsibility. You know, you want to be an upstanding citizen. You want to be able to take care of your family. You want to be able to stick up for people or stand up for people that can't, or too weak for themselves, and bring people into the jiu-jitsu family. Be welcoming. Say people will see you and be like, oh, you know, the way he carries himself, he's more confident, or he's a cool guy. You can gain that from jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of students that I've had, you know, they're real meek and quiet when they show up, and once they've been doing it for a little bit, they get more comfortable. You see their personality come out a little bit, and they start talking more at the gym. They're engaging with everybody, so it helps you to grow physically, spiritually, mentally as a person, to make you a better person overall. So those are my 10 tips for jiu-jitsu. Be good, take care of your training partners, have fun.